Hey you guys, and welcome to season 2 of Tea Time with Dagan. I'm so excited that we are having another season come on, and it's going to be a little different this season. We have video, so you'll be able to watch that on YouTube, and I will still be coming in through Apple and Spotify as well. I am super pumped for the guests that will be on here this season and can't wait to hear what you guys think. So grab your tea and kick back and relax and enjoy this season with me and my friends. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to another episode. We're so excited to be here. Yeah. Today I have my beautiful sister, Keziah. Yes, you heard that right. Keziah. We can thank our parents for the uniqueness of our names. Hers is a little bit harder to say. But I'm so excited to have her on. We were supposed to do this last season. Finally got her in here and with video. So you get to see her face.
Yeah. Could be bad.
So this is just gonna be like so fun. I'm just excited just to like
It's gonna be a good time.
chat. We're just gonna talk about being sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the easiest, most fun, I feel like, subject for us to talk about.
Yeah. That's what we know.
It's what we know. It's what we're good at.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. We say that and then we're like, oh, I don't know. So tell the audience like they don't know who you are.
Okay.
Just like a little quick snippet.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
Well, you already said my name.
I did.
And that's a big part because
It
it really
is.
defines me. Gosh. I am also, most importantly, your sister, your younger sister.
Yeah.
Because we often get those questions,
Mm-hmm.
who's older? But I think if people really know us, they know that you are the older sister.
That's true. We do get like when we
Yeah.
meet strangers, they're
Mhm.
like, you're older.
They think I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I have more gray hair, maybe.
Well, that's because I dyed mine. Well,
Yeah.
I
But
just outed myself.
Also, you know, I don't know what they see, but again, if they knew us, they would know. We definitely fit those roles.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, really not much else that's interesting.
What?
We have the same parents, which is fabulous. I am now a mom, which is awesome.
She is.
And a teacher. That's my career path.
What do you
but,
teach?
You know, English. Yeah, we don't have to dig into that too much.
People
but,
may want to know.
They
Guys,
probably don't want to know.
she, and you're probably sick of me saying this, but you gotta get credit where credit's due. You truly, I was your first student
You were my first student.
because
That was
I was
tough.
getting my bachelor's.
Yeah, you were finishing it up at UAB.
Yeah, so I had already graduated with my associates,
Mhm.
working.
Mm-hmm.
You were helping me with my bachelor's.
There was a lot
At
of writing
UAB.
attached.
So much writing.
I try to tell my students that, and they don't believe that
So much
writing is
writing.
extended through a lot of
Listen
different
up, you
avenues.
nursing grads.
Mhm.
It is a lot of papers.
Mm-hmm.
And you really taught me
Mm-hmm.
how to write with a lot of grace. Because I would write a little sentence and it'd be like, come here, help me with this. And you'd be like, I see what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just go ahead and erase it all.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I probably do the same thing to my students. I'm like, let's actually start over. I love that for you. And then I tell them what to write.
But you can see, but you helping me do that, like you can
Mhm.
see where I was coming from,
Mm-hmm.
but make it prettier.
Yeah.
But now because you helped me so much,
Mm-hmm.
now I can do that to myself.
You do a really good job. Yeah.
So
You were my first pupil.
Yeah.
Which I'm so thankful I had you to practice with. So
see, I helped you out a little bit in your career.
You did. You got me started.
I was a really unexperienced paper writer, but
That's all right. It happens to the best of us.
I did good after you taught me.
Mm-hmm.
You did. I'm sure as your students have gone to college doing grace.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
That's what the goal is. But some I hear back from. You know, some you never know. They probably forget it all happened. But that's all right.
It's okay. It's part of high school.
It really is.
Yeah, she teaches high school English. She used to teach
Yeah.
AP.
AP.
What is
language.
AP short for?
Advanced placement. Mm-hmm.
So how you get placed into college courses?
Yeah, pretty much. So you it has a test attached to the end of it, and you can qualify. Students say you fail, but no, you make a qualifying score, and that will get you credit. And it's more transferable than dual enrollment, like what we grew up. And dual enrollment is still popular, but
Like
because
if you
AP is
have
harder.
so it's like 1 through 4, right?
It's yeah.
And if you have a 4
or 5,
or 5, you don't have to.
You don't have to take
any-
those classes. Yeah, 3 is qualifying. So if you get a 3, usually that'll give you like 1 semester of a comp course, and you don't have to take it. You might just have to do the 102 part instead of 101.
Very interesting.
And then, you go from there. It just depends. So.
Well, for
Very
all of you
cool.
guys that didn't know what she did, that's what she did.
That's what I teach 9th grade now, and that's a whole situation.
Yeah.
So we love that.
I loved my 9th grade English class.
Yeah.
But I loved English.
Yeah.
We were talking about this with.
We probably had the same teachers.
We probably did.
So,
well, what was my 9th grade teacher?
I had Coach Green and Miss Ashley.
Miss
They
Ashley?
they separated
Yes!
English and grammar,
Yeah.
like
I like
reading
Miss
and
Ashley.
reading and grammar.
She made a lot of games. And she let us read a lot. That was important.
Yeah.
I like that.
Little tangent, sorry, on the teaching.
Yeah, sorry guys. Also, if we react the same,
Yeah,
say the same things, that happens a lot.
it does.
So
It
you're
does.
like, who's speaking? I don't know.
And the segues. We get off a topic really easily.
Yeah, we're gonna try really hard. I have an outline just because I'm like, we don't stay on one subject very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just having too good of a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess we should talk about sisterhood. That's what we're
That
going to
is
start
what we're
off.
here for.
That's what we're here for. Sorry, I just got segued into English. So how would you describe us? How would you describe our relationship?
Man.
What a hard question.
Not really.
Oh.
To me, it's easy. Here I am. I'm ready. I think we're best friends. I mean, that's my opinion, what I believe, what I live. So yeah, I think, I kind of mentioned like we fit the roles of the big sister and the little sister. If people know us, you're very type A. I'm more of a type B, but we also have a lot of similarities. Like there's a lot of things that we do that are the same. But I think we feed off each other in the best ways, I think. And we just are best friends. And so I think really it's a blessing.
It is.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this, just like a lot of people have asked for you to be on here to talk about our relationship.
Yeah.
But I think because so many sisters aren't this close.
Yeah. And I know that, but it also like blows my mind. Because
how?
We've never been enemies. And like some people actually have had that experience with their family members and like with their sisters. And like just feuding over clothes and like we never
we had the
did
best
that.
clothes rule, but like unspoken. Like we would let each other borrow clothes. There were some that were off limits if it was brand new.
We didn't wear brand new.
You have to wear it one time or a few, and then that person.
But you also had a rule that it makes sense. I really wasn't supposed to wear a lot of your white things.
That's true.
Because I always get something on my shirt.
Because I
even
love,
as a 30-year-old person, like it's wild.
I love wearing white.
You do.
I
did wear one of yours, and I immediately got something on it, and it was like, and we're done. You gave me some grace.
I did.
Still.
I was like, oh, gave you a chance? No, we're gonna
Really
take it back
immediately. So I need a bib. That's just me.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But
yeah, like we were never like, you can't wear that. You can't. Where's my shirt at? Like we didn't like hoard each other's clothes.
No.
Because that's one thing I feel like we wouldn't have done well if we did go off to college. So me and Keziah both were at college at home.
Yeah.
Like these girls that borrow stuff from people and don't give it back.
There's still shirts out there that I let people borrow. Never got them. Just saying, throw that out there.
Here we go. Outing you. That's hilarious. Because, that's like me and you were like very integritous. Is that a word?
No.
We had a lot.
So,
see, I don't even want to do this podcast with her, you guys. She's gonna like correct my grade.
I didn't even correct.
I outed myself.
You did.
We had a lot of integrity.
Yes.
Oh my god,
I love it.
There's gonna be a lot of laughter. Sorry, guys. We had a lot of integrity about borrowing each other's stuff.
Yes. Well, I think we also were raised to like respect your things. Like when your parents spend money on it, you respect it. You take care of it. But we didn't like steal stuff and secretly. We were always like very open and like, hey, can I wear this? Can I borrow this? And even like, I don't know. I mean, I think we shared all of our stuff. Like, I don't think, and even, I see stuff on Instagram, whatever, and you'll always see stuff about siblings, but, the older sibling not wanting to take their younger sibling with them anywhere, or like not wanting to drive them around. I'm like, that's all we did. I was always with you, whether you wanted me there or not.
I loved it,
but you always included me. So I think you were such a good big sister. I think it starts there. Because you're the one who I'm looking up to, like, I want to hang out with you, but you never made me feel like, you don't belong here. Or, like, I don't want you. You always made me feel so included. So that's why now your friends are my friends.
Hey, and that's okay.
And my friends are your friends. We were always like,
But say, because, like, I would hang out with some of your friends.
Yeah, we really did. So
just intertwined. We never had it like a boundary. Like, these are mine.
Yeah.
These are yours.
We really
it was always like, we're all together.
Yeah.
Sisters.
I think we were just a package deal.
Yeah.
So, and people just
sorry, guys.
It.
Yeah, this is it.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
So, when you were talking about, like, the differences of us, kind of let's walk people through what it was like as sisters, as children. And walk into adulthood.
Yeah. Now, as children, we were probably a little more feisty with each other.
Were.
But I think that's just kids. Like, now having a kid, it's like, obviously, you're going to just have some issues.
Yeah.
I'll give an example.
Oh, dear.
And we've talked about this many a time. The Barbies.
Oh, yes.
I think if we tell people how we play Barbies, they will understand. Yeah. Kind of how we are as humans.
I'm going to seem like a crazy person.
So, number one, I mean, our parents really did. And, like, whoever else gifted us Barbies. I mean, we had a tub.
Like, how big was that thing?
Gallons. I don't know.
A huge gallon tub.
A tub. And I don't think that was the only one. We had another small one. And that didn't include the houses and the cars. Anyway, all the things. And
we loved playing Barbies.
We loved it. We played all the time. Especially on Sundays. We get home from we just play and play and play. But Dagan was very particular with the Barbies she chose, what they looked like, and how many she was using at a time. Like, she would pull them out of the tub, find the clothes she wanted. I dumped the tub out.
The entire
And she would always ask me not to because she didn't want to clean it up. She would help me, but she just didn't want to. I get that.
So, like, who's gonna clean this up? We're gonna have to clean
It's because it's a lot of tiny pieces.
Yeah.
There's shoes, little outfits. But we would, play families.
Yes.
And she had like a very traditional type family, and I think
mine had 4 kids.
You had 4 kids. I had like 18 because my Ken doll, he was wild. We don't have to go into that, but he had a lot of different, avenues. So I had a lot of kids. But we also, I'm thinking about this now, this makes me laugh, we had a Mary Kate and Ashley doll. We had them in different families.
We did!
Ashley was in yours. I had Mary Kate.
Because
we split up the twins.
Gosh, we love those movies.
I'm telling you, I love a Mary Kate and Ashley film.
Man.
Oh, some of the best out there. Shout out
to
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
What was your favorite one?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, if I'm just off the cuff.
I know, that's hard.
Probably Winning London. Because I love the spy element.
Yes.
They're like in the air duct.
Yes.
But also
and the humor.
Yeah, but the Australia. I think we both really love the Australian.
Is it Our Lips Are Sealed?
Our Lips Are Sealed, yeah. And of course, The Holiday in the Sun.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, it's so good.
I gotta go home. And I tried to watch some, like, a couple years ago, like, on the street. Like, you can't find them. Or if you do, you gotta pay for them. I'm like, these chicks are still making money.
They are.
Yeah, we have all of them on VHS.
They were huge when we were growing up.
The best, yeah.
Such good movies.
They really are. Anyway, wow.
Wow.
Spiral.
I know. Hey, when you said Mary Kate and Ashley.
I know. But yeah, we did it. Yeah, we watched a lot of movies, a lot of music. We grew up with a lot of just singing and
outside.
Oh yeah, swimming. We did all kinds of stuff together, and we always did it together. We were never alone.
Mm-hmm. Make up songs while we rode our bikes.
We did. Oh yeah. Always doing stuff like that. Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as far as the difference of us with you dumping out the pan, whatever, the Tupperware gallon, and then me not wanting to.
But you can, I don't know, you probably see things differently too, because we did a lot of things together. That's what I was just thinking about. But sometimes I like to be alone. Like, I'd like to sit in my room and play with my stuffed animals or something. But that was usually if we were, like, maybe not getting along.
Usually. Keziah, you like to be alone. And then sometimes we didn't want to play the same thing.
Sometimes we didn't.
You wanted to play chef a lot. And I was like, I don't want to play chef.
I always wanted to serve and have a cash register.
Cash register.
Still didn't happen.
Yeah,
Shout out to Mom and Dad for not getting me
Never got her one. Never going to live that down.
Nope.
But yeah, but even if we didn't want to play together, I mean, we still had a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, singing, movies, a funny singing story. This kind of goes into our adolescent years.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
We were on the way to school. I was 16. I was driving us to school. And that was like when we got like really close.
Yeah. I think, I was probably like 9th grade.
Yeah. Because we were together.
You had to just start driving me everywhere.
Go to school, go to cheer practice.
We cheered on the same team. Wait, did we?
Yeah.
We were on competition together that year, and then we cheered together the next. But that was fun.
That was so fun. But, you know, when you're with people that you can sing and belt it out with.
Be yourself.
There is nothing like it.
Yeah.
And so we're just belting it out one morning.
So
I don't even know what it was too.
It was Jonas Brothers, because we had just went to the concert the night before, or like like a close amount of time. I don't remember, but
And we're like right in front of the high school, and you know, there's people in front of us because you're turning in. There's people everywhere. So we had a good time. Whatever, not even thinking about it. I go into my math class. That's like first period or whatever, and one of my friends in that class, Aaron, he was very concerned.
Yeah.
He said, Dagan, are you and Keziah okay?
Yeah. People knew. Like, they knew our relationship.
They did?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. What's going on? Like, I had no idea what he was talking about. He was like, well, I saw y'all, like, screaming at each other this morning. I was in front of you, and I look in my rearview mirror, and just checking my mirrors. Like, and we are screaming. It looks like we're screaming at each other. But really, we're screaming.
We were singing, Jonas Brothers, as you do. You have to sing it to the top of your lungs.
I was like, how must we have looked to him to be so concerned?
I was about to say, like, were we headbanging? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Were we, like, looking at each other? Like,
probably. We did a lot of hand motions, a lot of, you know, stuff like that. So.
But that was so funny. He truly thought
we were mad.
Yeah,
like yelling at each other.
But we've had, I mean, in the car singing moments.
Defining moments of our lives.
I know.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
We've had a whole conversation about Backstreet. We get really dramatic about stuff.
Dramatic, Like, don't even try to say NSYNC's better to us.
No.
Because, I mean.
I sat through an E! News story, top 10 bands, just to make sure Backstreet was number 1. They were.
They are.
They are.
Like, you cannot. They were before NSYNC. And NSYNC was made because of them. And the songs that they have show me the meaning of being lonely. NSYNC's not doing that. NSYNC's not doing that. They're like, it's going to be May.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
It's Friday
get
night.
Out of here. I mean, they have some fun times. Backstreet was, like we said this, they draw you in.
They draw you in.
Oh, like that music. Oh, we can't even go there.
Don't even go there. Yeah.
We'll go down
we're going to think we're real dramatic and just turn this thing on.
We will. Yeah.
But we do love.
All the music.
All the boy bands.
But we grew up with Disney songs, like watching a lot of the Disney princess movies, and Dad and Mom would just encourage us to, like, Dad's like, sing that song. Like, he would just, you know, get us to sing. And we would just sing, you know, Color of the Wind.
We would.
Part of Your World.
Yep.
I mean, just move on. Like, come on. Make a man out of you.
We really know, like, all the words.
All the words. Test us.
Yeah.
But we also, probably, I don't know if I should say this, but we watch, like, Grease and some of those musicals as well. Probably should watch that at a young age.
Nope.
But we did love, we just love the music. We loved anything with music. And we would just carry that, and then we would always just sing with each other, and then get in these moods and just belt it and just have a good time.
So fun. And Elvis, like the Elvis movies.
Yeah, we grew up watching. We were just I mean, Mom and Dad really just had a lot of music
with the movies and stuff.
Yeah,
but we did develop like a bit of our own taste of movies.
For sure,
that kind of shaped us a little.
100%. Like, we have our personalities are based off of some of these characters. Or mine is.
We bonded, I feel like, over movies because of the humor.
The humor, yeah.
Because then we realized that we, like, laughed at the same stuff.
Well, I think, and this is to say, like, I don't think, some people take themselves really seriously. And
Yeah.
I think we still have a very good, we're able to appreciate the finer things in life, if you will. Because we can laugh at stuff.
Yes.
And it's okay to laugh and giggle. And we did, we just have that connection over humor and through a lot of the movies, like you said, and we will get lost in that.
Probably being immature.
Sure.
But it's still fun.
I still think it's fun.
Me too.
Because nobody else understands.
Best movie that would describe us and our humor.
Okay. She's the Man.
I agree.
Amanda Bynes.
I agree.
That
Fabulous.
movie. Can quote it.
We can't even watch it without just repeating everything. We just don't watch it with us because it's just going to be annoying.
I think we tried to show it to some friends and we just didn't stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were those people.
Just don't come.
Yeah.
Do that with us.
We just have to watch it by ourselves.
But I think that movie is where we really just fully bonded over,
so funny.
Doing a lot of the quoting it back to each other.
Yes.
And then it became these little inside jokes and we, passing each other in the hall at school, talking about, people or whatever. It's we're just going to reference She's the Man all the time.
Well, because she's in a high school.
Yeah.
And so, just started
and
there.
she's so awkward. And I think we related to
Yeah.
that. We're we're awkward and we don't know.
She did so good on that movie, just being her brother.
Yeah, 100%.
It was hilarious.
That movie is a classic.
It is.
It really is.
Anne of Green Gables.
Yes.
We grew up watching those.
Such a different
It's a
genre.
different take. Yeah, not as much humor.
No.
But more of our dramatic side.
Mm-hmm. I love Anne of Green Gables.
And Shirley.
Yeah.
We're that drama, that Gilbert Blythe. If you don't even know what we're talking about, you got to go watch it. Not the new one on Netflix, the old one.
No. The one that literally was filmed in Canada on Prince Edward Island. Yeah, that one. With Megan Follows.
Yes.
Yeah, we love her.
No, she's so dramatic.
Yeah. But we watch a lot of the same shows and movies and I think Mulan. We probably quote Mulan the most out of the Disney movies. Because Eddie Murphy, he's hysterical, but we just still, to this day, quote all the movies.
We do. We did have a moment with this one movie. I think Mom was a little concerned.
What was it?
We're not going to get too deep into it because we don't want to cry.
Oh, gosh.
But if you haven't seen The Little Princess.
Yeah.
That movie
wrecks you.
Well, wrecked us.
I don't know if it may not.
But it wrecked us.
Weeping.
We had seen it.
Wailing.
We had seen it.
We had seen it before.
As children, we loved it because the imaginative side of it.
Yes.
And the characters and all this stuff. But then as an adult when you're watching it, were we in college?
I don't think I could watch it as a parent now.
No.
I don't want to talk about it.
No. At the end, we're just
yeah, it's the
sobbing.
most devastating scene I've ever seen in a movie.
But hopeful.
But when you don't know I knew what was coming. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
It is tough, but it's good.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm trying to think of, and like you already said, Grease, Footloose.
Yeah,
we just bonded over anything with music in it.
Yeah.
But She's the Man.
Defining movie. Hilarious.
What would you say your favorite, memory of us? Childhood, teenage? I don't know.
We have so many memories. I do, anything probably associated with music, singing in the car, just being able to let loose, especially when you're teenagers and you're emotional all the time and you never feel like you fit in and belong. You were where I fit in. And we could be our true selves with one another. Because when you get to school, it's you have to be, you feel like you have to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But then, we were always going to church together and stuff. And I just think I always enjoyed your company. But probably anything associated with singing, with quoting movies. Because we'll just get so tickled. And that's just my favorite part is when we just get on a roll and then people around us are zoning out. They're we can't even listen to them. And we just can't stop because we're already there. You know?
My husband. He's
Morgan really, bless his heart, he's had to listen to a lot.
He just stares and laughs.
Yeah. It's he wants to know, but we're never going to know.
And he always thinks we're talking about him.
He does.
He's
no,
we're not.
Not all the time. No, just kidding.
He's what?
No, I love it. But I don't know. I am trying to think of something specific. And this is kind of sad, but our grandparents passed away when we were in high school, and that was like, that rocked our world because they were our favorite people in the world. And they lived in Phoenix City. And so we would, that was like 4 hours away, but we would visit them like, I don't know, we went almost every weekend, every holiday. We never were home for Christmas.
No.
Really Thanksgiving, as far as I know. Easter,
we never were home for
I mean, we were always going down there, which was fabulous. I mean, we never cared. But our grandmother got diagnosed with cancer when I was 13 or in 8th grade. And then we knew it was like coming and everything. And so she passed February of my 9th grade year, which would have been your junior year. Mm-hmm. And we, we went down before she had passed away. And it was we all knew it was going to be like our last moment to see her. Mm-hmm. So everyone was like going in her room and having these like final kind of talks with her. And, but they were also, there was a lot of family there, like a lot of family. And we, Dagan and I just try to find the light in a dark situation. I think we really do. And we were sitting outside and just I think we were just like being silly, like probably. And we just kept being told to like, be quiet, which is honestly,
she's trying to rest.
She's trying to rest. And we were always told to be quiet, by the way. This is a constant for us. But anyway, so that was nothing new, but we just got so rebellious. And like stood up on the picnic table and just, I don't even remember if we were just like being loud or like singing. And because like grandmama, when we went in there, she was like, no, be yourself. She was like, I don't want you to treat me different and like to whisper and, and so we just appreciated that she loved that about us and thought we were silly and funny, and we just were rebelling in the moment because we were like, no, we're going to be ourselves no matter what. So yeah, but it's a sweet way. I mean, maybe the rebellious part, maybe not so good, but sorry to our family. But we also love you. It was out of love. It was out of love for grandmama. So
I'm trying to think of my favorite. I think it's like a combination.
Yeah.
Of anything we did outside.
Sure.
So like swimming.
Yeah, the
playing
routines.
Mermaids.
We would mermaid.
Yeah, or like routines. Yeah, we'd make up crazy routines.
Can we just like stop on this swimming and playing mermaid for a second, and just talk about like the roles that we played?
Oh my goodness.
No, because you let me be Ariel.
Oh, okay.
Which I always loved, but then we would switch it to Pocahontas. And I had to be the friend. So we got to be Pocahontas because of her hair color.
We would play Disney princesses in a very literal sense. To where we would be the Disney princess in a scenario.
And somebody had to be the sidekick.
Yeah. So it was
or the prince.
But who, with Ariel, was I a sister?
You were just a sister, yeah.
And yeah, Pocahontas had the friend.
Yeah, I don't even remember her name. Bless her.
I know.
Yeah, that was me.
That was me. But yeah,
Yeah, but it was like, again, so literal, and we had our roles.
We did.
And I never got to be Pocahontas. You never got to be Ariel. Mm-hmm. I got to do the hair flip.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to dive, which you don't even like diving. Now that I think about it, but anyway, I don't know. It was just funny, just thinking about how intense we were playing. We took our playtime very serious.
We did.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Sorry to all the kids that played with us.
Yeah, gosh, who knows?
Were we that intense with other people?
I don't know.
That's so funny. But yeah, in the pool, playing Disney princess. Mm-hmm. I don't know, riding bikes, or like when Mom would hang up the clothes on the line and just like running through the sheets.
Oh, I loved it whenever we had the outdoor clothesline. That was awesome.
I love that land. Oh dear.
I'm just thinking about the old house, because this was at the old house. Mm-hmm. Do you remember when we would jump on the trampoline and those dogs? Yes. We would always get attacked, or like not attacked, but like random dogs would come at us
and jump on the trampoline.
It jumped on the trampoline.
And huge dogs.
We were screaming.
And we weren't ever really afraid of dogs, but
no,
those guys were
crazy. Big, and they just came out of nowhere, and we were like, "Oh, what do we do?"
So many crazy times.
I know.
Good times though.
Yeah, it was fun.
So okay, yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess mine's just a combination of.
We have so many good times.
But like teenage years, singing in the car.
For sure. Those are, the best. Or I remember a specific cheer practice. We got pretty tickled.
We did. We're not going to go into
We won't go into that, but we were singing, I think.
We were singing before practice.
And we just thought we were so funny. And
laughing so hard.
And I think people probably saw us. Because we were all parked. So we were waiting for the doors to open.
Yeah.
I know.
We had like those Carhartt jackets on that we thought were cool. Remember when those
everyone wore? I had a camo.
Mine was like maroon. What are we doing?
We don't even need to talk about the trends.
Bermuda
But
shorts.
again, oh yeah, that's bad. But again, we were ourselves. We didn't care.
Yeah,
we didn't care what people thought. So,
why do you think that we stayed so close? Just because we were ourselves?
I think so. And then honestly, in life, I still have like my same friend from since birth, pretty much. But I mean, and you still have, your friends from high school, but like people just kind of come and go, and you can't always be yourself around everybody. And I think we were always able to be ourselves. And whenever we did lose friendships or weren't having the best kind of time in a friendship or something, we were always there for each other. And I think, because I mean, Mom and Dad would always say, like, this is all you have. Like, if we go, like, this is who you have. And so I think we took that pretty literal. And I think we just genuinely enjoyed each other. And it wasn't always fun and games. I mean, we had been through some stuff with each other, like me watching you go through hard stuff, you watching me. But I think we were always just there, and just gave an ear to listen and advice, and then tried to, have a laugh too. Like, tried to bring some humor to lighten the mood. But I think we were just, because there's a genuine love. Like I said at the beginning, like we've never had this like enemy kind of frenemy thing as some sisters. I think about the Kardashians, and they're like always fighting, and they're like, you just like hate each other. I'm like, we would never say that.
No.
We never treat each other the way they do. And they're like, they think it's normal, which is so sad to me. Because we just didn't have that animosity. But I just think we were each other's rock, and you knew you were going to be there.
Yeah.
You knew you could turn.
Yes.
To each other in any moment or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah,
I can't even remember what you asked.
We're just chatting.
Yeah,
we're just giving people an inside look.
That's right.
And along with our relationship and our upbringing, we grew up in church.
Yeah.
We moved church. We experienced the same things together. So we started off in one church, moved to another one, and now we were in the same church together. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Fun that we get to do that.
And we've stayed strong in our faith.
Yeah.
Together.
Yes.
And we explored a lot of things together, like, faith wise, like did a lot of Bible studies.
Yeah.
I think again, that's all. And the friend I'm referring to is Katie. Shout out to Katie. Love you. But she, like, I think we're able to stay so close too, because we also grew up, and we basically did the same thing up until adulthood with churches and being able to talk about the Lord. And that's the foundation. Yeah. And I think, and I know that's the same with us. Like, that's always what you can fall back on, because it was very much grounded, and we never questioned it as like a lot of people we grew up. It's sad to say, like now kind of do.
Yeah.
But we were taught to like remain strong in our faith, and we have. So I'm thankful for that.
And then I think we, like you said, we kind of like took it into our own hands.
Yeah.
Search things on our own.
We
still are.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the turning point for both of us was I had graduated, right? Yeah, I was like 21.
Okay. Yeah.
I was working, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be making that up. But we did that Ruth
I was trying to
Kelly Mentor Bible study
together. That was
together.
one of the first ones we did together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like on our own, right? Did we do it on our own? Or did
we did it?
Or we were doing it with people?
Our own, I think.
I think so too. But I remember this specific moment of like finishing. I think we were kind of on the same part. And I had this like breakthrough with the Lord.
Yeah.
And this like revelation. Reading Ruth. And like we grew up in church, right?
Yeah.
But there's a difference in going to church because your parents tell you to, which is still a good thing to do. But whenever you finally fall in love with God and you like the Holy Spirit's really speaking to you and you open up your heart to that, I think that's when we started experiencing that. Or for me, I did. And so I had this like Holy Spirit spoke to me moment through this study. Shout out to Kelly Mentor.
Yeah.
You were awesome.
We love it.
I walk out of my room. We're still living at home. And you're in the kitchen doing the study.
Okay.
You're at the little round table.
Yeah.
And I'm like crying. You're crying.
Yeah.
And you're like, did we just do the same page? And I think we did. And we like talked about it for like an hour.
It just gave great insight to things like you said you grew up hearing, but you never really thought about it in that way. It gave you perspective. But I love those moments whenever we had those epiphanies, like together. Like that's always fun.
Like, did you know this? This is so cool. Like
learning
God
together.
does this.
I remember a Sunday afternoon, and I can't remember the why. Like, but we got together in your room, and we were like trying to create our own like little study and like doing some research together and looking at some commentaries on different verses, but it's like we would just sit and do that kind of stuff together because we were eager to learn, which I'm thankful. Like we weren't like rejecting it, but we were like coming together to do that. Yeah. And then we ended up doing a lot more Bible studies together. After that Ruth one, that kind of set us off on a path. And we did, what was the other Kelly mentor? No Other Gods. No Other Gods. That was a good one. Awesome. I remember we were like, I'm convicted. Like first day, and it was like conviction, which was a good conviction. But
and we did Seamless.
Oh,
that was called.
Yes, that one I remember taught me so much about the connection. Yes, because you just think Old Testament, New Testament, kind of boring, and more exciting, whatever. But it would just kind of just dived into how it's all connected, and it's really the story of Jesus. So that was cool, and that one. We did do at church. We did. With the women's group. Yeah. I'm sorry. Because it was like me and you and a bunch of moms. Like, we were the youngest people involved. Okay. I loved it. Wisdom. You get wisdom. I love shout out to Granny. We'd be in the room with her and like Miss Ruth Hogan and Carol Cooper, like all these wonderful women. Yeah. And they would just, like, share a thought, and you're like, that's the most profound thing I've ever heard. Yeah. But love those women, the foundation that they even have as well.
And then I feel like I did some small groups at the church we're at now. Yeah. But kind of even a bigger turning point, because that's 2021 is when I got a lot more serious. I think in my walk. But I'm not sure about what your story is with that. But that's when you got in Caitlin's group. Before me. Yes. And it was y'all's tiny little small group. And you just talked about it like so much. You were like, dating. Yeah. This is so good. Yeah. You have to do this.
Was that the one I wasn't even able to finish because of cheer? I don't know. Sorry. I said that with a lot of disdain. I apologize. It took a lot of my life. Don't worry.
You did.
But yeah, I guess I did do that.
And then you invited me into it.
Yeah, right? I don't remember how that actually all but because I was in your groups first. Yeah. And then I can't remember how.
Or maybe I couldn't go into it.
Because I was going to like be a co-leader-ish type. But then it ended up like I couldn't actually do it because I wasn't able to be there. Yeah. Which was sad. But but then you guys got together and y'all are a dynamic duo. Y'all are fabulous. Just like a stutter moment. Sorry. And I think,
she is fabulous.
That has been, you guys both are blessed by the Lord. So, I'm just glad that y'all were able to find that kind of connection. Because y'all brought it home.
She was an answered prayer for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. I think we all needed you guys whenever we had you. Still do.
But it's hard to find a co-leader like that. It's hard to find somebody that
so on fire.
Is so on fire for God these days.
And unabashedly. Yeah. Like not afraid. So I love that. Shout out to you, Caitlin.
Oh, Caitlin, love you. I'm excited to have her back on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people are wanting it.
They are. They really are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
But she's just so profound in the way she speaks.
She is.
For sure. You're like, I'm making up words. It's fine. Earlier.
Stop. Oh my goodness. Hey, you gotta do it. Shakespeare did it.
See, that's why I have you on here.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so like our faith has been like a big part of our relationship too.
Yeah, and we're always trying to encourage each other with through that avenue. I think for sure.
Would you say that we keep each other accountable?
I think we try. It's hard.
We've struggled with that.
We have struggled. We try to keep each other accountable with not drinking tea. Yep. Dieting, working out. And then we're like, it's okay. Like, we end up rationalizing with each other. Because it's like, you're doing the best you can. It's like, what am I doing?
But it's like, you don't want to be too hard on each other.
You don't want to be too hard. And it's like, because we really, we empathize too much with each other sometimes.
We do.
Because, like, I really feel for you. Go ahead and get that tea. And I'm like,
get it, girl.
She just told me she didn't want it. And I'm like, go buy it. I'll buy it for you. Or with the, and I'm like, hey, I don't know, trying to read my Bible or do this study. And I think we do, especially if we're doing some like the same Bible study, but not being in the same house. It's hard, and then your life and stuff. But I think the way you live your life it's a testimony to me, because like that is like keeping me accountable too, because I'm like, I want to make sure I'm also on this same path. Like I don't want to regress, because I see how you really are stepping into what the Lord has called you to do, and I'm like, I don't want to be the sister that like backtracks and like can't follow the Lord on my own, which we all have like rough moments and low moments and things, but yeah, I think just your lifestyle, the way the choices you have made, or it's a testimony to me, and that holds me accountable for sure. So, and I think that we've been in small groups together, not since I had Leo, but I mean, I think that helped, and just I would say that's when I was probably doing some of my best like time with the Lord. Yeah, and I think some of the other ladies could attest, like we were all like, because you just knew we were going to get together and talk about it. And have that kind of open space. But then, of course, when you have a young one, it's tough. But I am, and I think you're doing this too. We're doing the Bible recap. Yep. We're doing the chronological Bible this year. And that's been my time in the morning, which has been good. And so shout out to Tara Lee Cobble. A lot of shout outs today, but she's fabulous. She is. I first heard of her on the Candace Cameron Bure podcast. Yes. And I remember listening to her like, how does this woman have so much knowledge? Like she just... like Annie F. Downs, like, just so much knowledge about the Lord, so much love and passion. And so that's how then I heard about the Bible recap. And I've always, I've read the Bible in a year, but I just did it through like the Highlands app or whatever. I did it that way. So I was like, I want to see what this is about. And then that recap right now. I love it. That's what helps with this Old Testament. Yes. You're sitting there, you're like, come on, Israelites. Slaughtered a calf, and oh my God, it's like, okay, I don't really know. I don't know if I can say slaughter, so sorry. But she recaps, and she just, where maybe you can't find a purpose in that moment, she offers it one, and it's like, didn't even think about that. That's amazing. But now I find myself, when I hear it, what is the purpose of this path? Like, why would the Lord want to share this with us? Why do we need to know? And now I'm starting to make those. It didn't start off that way, but now I'm starting to make those connections. And so it really, I feel like I'm learning, and I'm just doing it audibly right now. But because that's just kind of what's easier in the moment. But I find myself being able to, I'm catching on.
That's amazing that you can learn that way. Yeah. If I hear something, I don't know, I guess I am more audible than I think, because I like podcasts and I listen well with that, but to retain it, I have to listen to it again and write at the same time.
Well, that's the best way you're going to retain anything. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like, come on, teacher, tell me what that means.
No, I mean, you have all your different styles of learning, and a lot of people are visual learners or like learning by doing, like kinesthetic, and that's what I can hear something, but it just depends in the context and where's my brain? Am I with it? Am I listening? Right. Am I actively listening? But that's why we have our kids annotate passages all the time. It's like close reading skills. Yeah. And they're like, why do we have to write? But anyway, but it does help you retain information. So anyway.
It does. I enjoy, because what I try to do, I'll read like the passage that, because I'm doing it through the Bible app. Yeah. I'll read like Numbers, blah, 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 or Lamentations, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll write my own notes. Like,
and then you go back.
And then I go back and listen to what she has to say and add to it. But I've noticed I've got to leave a lot more room for her, because she just has so much knowledge. Yeah. And insight. I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
Right. But it's awesome to get that. And usually and it's cool when you see that you're on the same path. Yeah. But you always encourage me to do like some writing. I just struggle doing that, like getting down in a journal. I've never been, and it's wild to say, I've never been much of a writer.
What?
On my own personal time. I just like, I struggle with like keeping up with it. Just, I'll journal one day, and I'll tell you, I'll write a couple pages, but then I won't come back to it for like a month.
It's really about intentionality, I've noticed.
It's discipline, and I don't have it.
And it's harder to make yourself write something out. Yeah. Even though your brain needs it.
It needs to process.
And we just rather not.
And that's me. I think I'm just in that moment of like, I have no discipline in any area at the moment. So I'm like, I need
Don't say that.
Well, I mean,
read your Bible.
I have discipline with taking care of my son. Like, that's a routine, right. But like, I do need to actually make my time with the Lord more intentional. So
we all do.
We do. But like getting, doing something other than just listening.
Right.
Like actually taking a little bit more time. Mm-hmm. But seasons change.
They do. And I think God has grace for that too.
He does.
Kind of this is more of like an interviewee question.
Oh.
I hate to do that to us because I like to keep the conversation
going.
Flowing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. So are there specific lessons you've learned just having a sibling that involves patience, grace, forgiveness, that you could, I don't know, that would maybe help someone?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and you could attest to this, but you're different people.
Yep.
You're going to react to things differently. And having grace with each other in our moments where we have attitudes, where we have pride, where we have stubbornness, or whatever that may be, or we just disagree on a perspective of something, which doesn't happen a lot, but I also have to think, like, if I'm seeing that maybe you're getting irritated at me, or like I see your face to something I said, I'm like, let me take a step back. And I've learned this now. I didn't always do this, but just even now, okay, why would that maybe bother her? And like having that empathy and kind of thinking, okay, then I probably shouldn't. Like if she's reacting that way, that means I probably had a tone. I probably said something wrong or offensive, and rethinking, but being quick to apologize.
Yes.
Even if you're not fully sure, like the whole scenario, the whole situation, being quick to apologize. I struggle with apologies. I'm just awkward about it. I'm like, get it over with. I don't know.
She's always a quick one. She's like, we good?
Yeah, sorry, we're good.
And I'm like, what?
See you later.
I'm the one that wants to talk through it, and Keziah's like, we're good.
Yeah, she would write me notes and like leave me little paper trails.
I'm a note writer.
Yeah,
I like to write people notes.
But I because I am sarcastic. Like that is, and that's not good. Like it's like, oh, sarcastic people are so funny, and there's a humor to it. But then it's like it's a way to cut people down, or like, but it really is like letting your insecurities shine when you're being sarcastic. Or it's like you don't know how to process something, so you just throw out a sarcastic comment like Chandler Bing. Like that's literally me. Because I'm bad at consoling people, but if I've ever done that and like I see a change in your demeanor, I'm like, ooh, okay, yeah, watch myself. Like I need to go back. But I think you just have to know, like you're different people. You're not gonna think the same, do everything the same. But having grace and empathy for them and respecting that person. Respect, yeah. And knowing like it's okay if we don't agree on this, but we're still gonna love each other and we're still gonna be here no matter what or whatever.
And I think the biggest thing with us is like when there's a challenge arises, like and a challenge with us is mainly sorry y'all, I feel like there's like a frog in my throat. Yeah. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
You'll just get to hear me cough all morning. When we have a challenge, disagreement, it's mainly because we disagree. And we both have, yes, I'm type A, yes, she's type B, but we are both strong, opinionated personalities. Yeah. Whether that opinion stays within, we're not like, let me tell you what I think.
Yeah.
We're not really like
that way.
It's like, I don't think that way. And then we just kind of...
We don't really fight. It's more of like, we notice an attitude change. And then we both kind of like, And it takes a moment, but we will come back and
we talk about it.
We will.
We will have moments when
you help me talk about it.
Okay.
I struggle. You know this.
But you do a good job. Like one time, I think I did something. Well, I know I did something to hurt your feelings in front of people, and you called me. And I could tell you were afraid to bring it up, but the way you did it was so great.
I'm always so
scared. I'm like squalling. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I know. And then and I think it's funny now, we'll think about stuff we did years ago, and we'll just like sit here and apologize to each other for it.
For hours.
And Dagan will do it a lot too. And I'm like, literally stop. Because she thinks she was so mean to me. She wasn't. And probably as a child, we both were like crazy, I
was more selfish.
But being able to apologize. Like sometimes people just sit in their pride too much. And I do too sometimes, and I think you and I at least
try not to together.
We try not to. Because it's like we both we love each other so much, we just want to get along.
Yes.
We just want to be on good terms. Because otherwise, where else are we going? Who else have we got?
Right. Exactly.
So it's like, okay.
So we take ownership of like what we have said or done. And even like in recent years, like when we've had disagreements now that we're married, kids, careers, we still talk about it and we're still like agree to disagree or yeah, I agree with you. This is just like my take on it. And then we just like move forward.
Yeah.
Like there's no hostility.
We don't harp on it.
No.
You're one person I would say I'm not going to sit there and dwell. Because if I am dwelling, it's something we need to talk about, or it's like I need to do a self-check.
Yes.
Am I getting hung up on something that doesn't matter?
Yeah.
And that's with anything, but I think I do it better with you than anyone else.
It's just funny when we do have disagreements. It's funny. Like, not in the moment.
No.
But
after
like,
or something.
But thinking about it, because like, if we're on the phone and it's a disagreement, like, I don't even want to, I'm not going to have an example.
Yeah.
But it's like, when I'm on the phone,
they're so
like,
rare.
oh, that's happening? Like, that's like what I say to her. And she's like, yeah. And then there's like a good 60 seconds of silence. But we're still on the phone.
We're still on the phone. And we're going to
because we're both probably like, how do we proceed with this conversation?
Yeah. You know what my favorite is? Again, another shout out. Shout out Whitney, our friend. She can't stand if she thinks we're going to get in a fight. And I think at a yard sale we did. I think we were just having like, it was like a rather intense conversation. If you know our family, that's what we do. But we weren't like fighting.
No.
She thought we were. She was like, girls. Yeah. And we were like, what? Like we don't fine. But then I realized we probably, like Aaron, people think that we're like just so hostile, so intense. But yeah, we do. We're very, like Dagan said, we're opinionated, we're loud, we're all these things. And so sometimes it can seem like aggressive.
It can.
And maybe it is for other people, but sometimes I think we just know how we are and we respond well to that. Yeah. For the most part.
Yeah. So, I feel like we handle it well. What do you miss about living together? Like at Mom and Dad's?
All the things, everything, the good times that we shared. Number one, I miss the morning times getting ready.
Oh, yes.
Dagan never failed to hit me in the head with a hairbrush. Not on purpose.
She bent down at the wrong time.
It would just, like, and it happened often. I would open my drawer, then has just come up out of her drawer, pops me in the head with a hair. But you love those times. There's a lot of things I won't share that are too personal, that we've been through a lot together. I'm supporting my sister in a lot of ways. She supports me. But, like, if one of us was taking a shower, we would, like, entertain, sit in the bathroom with them. And, like,
or the cold water pranks.
Okay, well.
Or turning off the light.
That was me. Yeah, I did a lot of pranks.
Yeah.
I am the little sister. You have to bother. You got to mess with your older sibling. So many times. I'd go pour cold water. I'd turn off lights. I would come scare my favorite prank. And I feel bad for it. But it's still a good one. It was a good one. I hid in her closet.
It was good.
For a while. Under her graduation robe. Standing on yearbook. So I was completely hidden. She was in the shower. I was in there for a good 20 minutes. I was like, I've got to follow through. She comes in her room, opens and closes the door. I go, wow. Barely did. She just shut the door. She didn't talk to me for a minute. Not long. She needed time. I gave her time because I was like, that was tough. I would have been really scared.
But and one of my biggest fears is that somebody would be in my closet. That one girl got kidnapped. Remember that little girl got kidnapped when we were little, like in the 90s?
Oh, Lord. We were always afraid of kidnapping.
I know. Yeah. Because the person was in your closet.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Yeah. And if I did, I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing in front of everyone right now.
So that's why I think that.
Yeah. But you got over it. You got over it pretty quick, but you needed a moment because it was I could tell that made her kind of mad.
And you're just like naked with a towel.
Vulnerable.
I was like, all right, Keys, that was a good one.
It was. I was proud of that, but wouldn't do it again because,
I don't think I'm very good at pranking. I think I try. I'm like the one that's like giggling.
You're just like, you were always just funny in other ways. Like, I'm not funny in general.
Yes,
so, like, I just had to, like, really do stuff like that.
People laugh when you talk all the time.
Because I probably sound like a weirdo. Yeah. Like, what is she talking about?
We're not talking negative.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No negativity.
I told her she couldn't be negative about
herself. What was that question, though? I don't feel like, did I answer it completely?
What do we miss about living together?
Okay, but yeah, like getting to mess with you and stuff. And I would, this is also hilarious. I would talk our vents. We could hear each other through our vents because they were on the floor. And I would sing that song from Lady and the Tramp, the Siamese Cats.
to freak me out.
Which is it's a creepy song.
That
and
is
Day,
so
I would like
creepy.
whisper it in the vent. She's like, Keziah. Like I could hear her like yelling at me.
You
But
did mess with me a lot.
I did messing with you, but also Dagan would get these really hyper moments and come in my room at night. And we would just laugh. And Dagan, I think, wrote like threw your elbow out of socket or something. Like she was getting really wild one time. And we won't go into all of it, but yeah, she was hooting and hollering and hurt herself.
I did.
But yeah, just getting and like catching up. When we would get to catch up at the end of the day. I don't know. I love it.
One of us always came in the other's room.
Yeah, we were always like visiting, but like especially in college when we had like we would go to your Zumba class together. We'd go get a tea, maybe come home, maybe cook some dinner, and then watch Dancing with the Stars and like commentate the whole. We were just all about it. But just the shared, we shared so many things, and I don't know, just anything. It was just fun because when you live with a man, you're like. No one's laughing as much with you. No one cares about Dancing with the Stars.
I still get wild, and Morgan's looking at me.
He's like, what's happening? I know. I'll sing, and I'll try to get a little crazy here and there, but I'm like,
nobody's gonna. I feel like we just like pump up the energy together.
We bring a lot of energy.
Yeah, there's just a lot of energy brought when we're together.
Yeah, so
it's a good time.
I miss that because you don't have it as much. So maybe our kids will come back and. They'll do good things and be energized.
Or we could just go on a sister trip.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Go to the beach. Go somewhere.
Yeah.
Visit.
Be a good time.
Go somewhere. Anywhere would be fine with me. I haven't been on vacation in years.
Sponsor us. Take us on a vacation.
That's right. Woo.
So let's talk about the biggest thing that we share.
Ooh. Okay.
The tea obsession.
Yeah. Mm.
So, tea time with Dagan.
Sure.
I mean,
there it is.
This came from, where did it come from? Really, is what we need to backtrack.
We need to process it.
And figure out.
I thought about it.
Okay.
Not just because of this, like just separately, which could be a problem.
Right.
But, we grew up drinking it at home.
We did.
And we made it. Mom and Dad would make it. Or you and I would, but we weren't allowed to put a lot of sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a half a cup of sugar. Think about that. In a big old tub of sweet tea, people. Not very good.
Not very good.
Mostly water. Watered down tea. It was like, ooh.
It was.
But we drank it. We didn't think much about it. I think, and then we, of course, go visit our grandmother, our Aunt Deborah, and my dad's mom.
Yes.
All had good tea.
Yes.
And we would drink it down there. So we just grew up drinking it. We ordered it anyway. Like, our parents didn't say, you can only drink water. And so we just drank, but then we weren't, it wasn't like an obsession. But then I think we got into high school. We were able to drive. And then they had the McDonald's $1 tea.
Yep.
And we had a McDonald's 2 minutes down the road from the school.
Yep.
And we started going there after cheer practice, before
morning
school,
and before.
Maybe 2 times a day.
We did. No, it was in the morning, and then it was after cheer practice.
And Mom didn't just they didn't just give us money to go. I mean, it's dollars, okay, but we would scrounge. We're like, do you have any quarters? What do you have? And one of our friends would come with us too.
Yeah.
And then she kind of got on the train, and we were all looking for money, trying to pay for it.
Digging through my car.
So we always just ended up having tea. And then I think just as we've gotten older, and then they built the Chick-fil-A in Athens, and it's just been a constant.
Yep.
And then we stopped making tea at the house, started buying Milos.
Yeah.
And then obviously more sugar, more addictive, and it's just spiraled.
It has.
And it's now something I feel like I have to give up, and I can't.
I know.
It's a struggle.
It's hard. We have given it up. In seasons. Because we didn't want it to have a hold on us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
it's tough.
But I do think it it got worse with high school.
High school, yeah.
Excuse me, whenever we were really going and you're scrounging for quarters to get a McDonald's tea.
And no offense, not the best. Not the best tea ever.
What is the best tea ever? Let me just say this.
Connoisseur.
Keziah is picky. We,
with my tea,
literally cannot eat at certain restaurants.
I have a friend that they understand. They're not as much of a tea drinker, but if you're not a Coke product place, I don't want a part of it.
Right.
Because you're not going to have good tea.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah.
Coke products only, sweet tea only.
Yes. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite tea ever? Period.
I just have to pick one.
Yeah.
I mean,
shout
out Chick-fil-A.
We're pointing at our large sweet teas.
Maybe also when I worked there, because I had full access, by the way, for hours upon hours. That's all I would drink. No water. Can you imagine?
Dehydration.
But yeah, I mean, it's consistent. It's the ice is right.
It is so
the
consistent.
amount of tea, water, and sugar. It's perfect.
It is.
Shout out to Milo's. I love a Milo's tea at home. I don't like it on the go.
Yeah, not in the gas station.
In plastic cups.
Not in the gas station in the little tiny thing.
Not the same tea. It's a different tea.
It's different.
But the gallon Milo's, shout out. They've been having some. We need to talk about this. They've had some bad gallons that taste old. Okay,
they have. And they took the little thing off the top.
They took the thing off the top, and I wonder. Listen, it's women's owned. We appreciate our women. We need to talk. But Chick-fil-A has just been the most consistent.
Yeah.
And I love Chick-fil-A sweet tea. I love it. It's so good.
It's my favorite.
I get it every day.
What's your second favorite? Milo's?
Probably Milo's.
What's your third favorite?
Honestly, I mean, I can scratch Milo's. I prefer it now because I've had it for so long. But our grandmother, Mom's mom, our past grandmother, had the best tea. And I don't know, it was in that brown Tupperware pitcher. And we would always do the crushed ice.
Crushed ice.
It was just so good. And then Aunt Deborah, used to make. Shout out Aunt Deborah. Where are you? Where's your tea?
Where's your tea, Aunt Deborah?
She's been buying Milo's.
Has she?
She has.
No, Aunt Deborah.
I said, Aunt Deborah, where's our homemade tea she used to do? It was so good. She had really good tea.
She has
and
really
Grandma
good tea.
and Dad's mom also always has good tea.
It's them Southern women.
It's the Southern women. And
South
I don't know
Alabama.
why we couldn't. I can't either tea very good. And Tyler thinks that I can. He tries to be nice. Like, you got it. Like, it's so bad. I don't want to drink it. You don't want to drink it. I mean, so
yeah, they do a good job.
I struggle with making tea, and they always. I mean, you just knew it was gonna be good.
Yeah, gonna get a few glasses of that. Man, I miss those.
I know.
So, little plot twist to the end of the podcast. So I have some listeners.
That's sad. Doesn't feel like it.
I know. Feels like we just got started.
I know. Like I have so much more to add.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
We had some listeners.
Okay.
That wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh no.
These are previous students of yours.
Oh no.
Who are also sisters.
No.
So I'm sure you could guess who it is.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We love this.
They're sisters who had questions about sisterhood.
About sisterhood.
And I love the fact that they were literally your AP students. So
can we say their names?
Yeah.
The Paynes.
The Payne
twins.
sisters. Twins.
Can I shout out to them for being natural born writers? Fabulous writers. Avid readers. I loved it. I love when they wanted to know what book they should read next. I'm like, ooh, let's talk about it.
Thing.
I love it. They were the best students. I mean, we're not supposed to have favorites, but come on.
Come on. I'm shouting out right
Paynes, now. We love you.
We love you.
They were so good.
They're so sweet.
They probably thought I was crazy. I probably am in the classroom.
No.
It is what it is.
I think they adore you, the fact that they're
that's sweet.
Sending in listener questions.
What is the question of sisterhood? Let's go.
Okay, so they have 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the first one is, how do you navigate disagreements as sisters in a healthy way? We kind of touched on that.
We did. Because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're humans. You're going to disagree. I can't imagine, because they are twins, but they have an older sister as well.
Yeah.
But
we also love.
We love. Oh, she's the best. But just being that close in age, being in the same, going through the same thing at the same time, and you at least had a head start on some stuff. Yeah. Where their older sister does too. So they're in that way, between age gap, there can be a little bit of that, you kind of want to be where they are. You want to do what they're doing, but you're not quite mature enough, or you haven't really, gained the experience or wisdom. I don't know. It's you just want to kind of move too fast sometimes, and be like them. And that can be annoying for the older sibling, here and there. But I think, and sorry, that was kind of a different topic, but
that's good.
I think just, like I said, it kind of, having grace, knowing, especially because they are twins, they're a different person, but you also love each other. You're all you have at the end of the day. And have grace for each other, and like know that usually when someone is responding or reacting in a bad way, there is usually something deeper going on.
Yeah.
And
when we touched on respect, beforehand, like, don't talk crap about each other.
Yeah.
That has always been,
yeah.
Like, sure, we've probably vented things, but not to the point where we're, like, tearing one another down to people.
Mm-mm.
You cannot do that. That is not respecting your sister. That's not something I
don't think we've ever
or a person
done. Yeah, yeah. In general, that's not.
But like, once you cross that line with your sibling, like, that's a problem, and you need to repent and go to them. But I think that's when you have disagreements. It's going to be easy to be like, oh, how, and like go and vent to like your mom or another sister or a friend. Like, oh, I can't believe this. Blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day. To respect someone is to be like, hey,
own up to it, bring it to them.
Which is really hard to do.
It's hard.
It's really hard. It takes
especially
a lot of
when
practice.
You're sisters and you're like, you both, like, you know each other so well. You have a lot of pride.
Yeah.
But that's one thing. We never tore each other down.
No.
We never are, like, bringing up weaknesses or, like, things like, you did this. Like, remember, like, we just did not talk to each other.
No grudges.
In that way. Like, we might have had an attitude, but we were not tearing each other down.
No.
And that's not, for me, that's not a normal relationship. I know some people like have had siblings like that, and they are just mean.
Yeah.
We are not mean-spirited. We don't do that to each other.
And we're not fake.
No.
So some siblings pretend to be like that's fine, true. And they really just, they have a lot of disdain and
you're holding on to it or whatever.
Things. So when you have disagreements, and we've had our fair share, boys being number one.
Yeah. Not necessarily that we were like going after the same.
No, that we didn't like the person.
We didn't like the other
person's.
But notice that's coming from a heart of we want the best for.
Yes.
So again, it's like there's always like a deeper reason. So maybe get to that with that person, but bring it to them. Own up to it. Don't be mean.
Yeah. And just like anger is like your body's way of telling you there's something underneath that, whether it's a lack of control, really bad, just sadness that you can't hone into. Your body won't let you. But just remember that when there's disagreement, anger, there's always something underneath. That was perfect.
Yeah. I want to add one more thing because it's just what my counselor and I kind of talked about, and I think in our parenting small group we talked about. But you said, like, the question was, how do you handle disagreements in a healthy way? Give them time. Give them some space if they need it, and if you need it. If you feel yourself overreacting, but just give them a moment. And then I like this analogy of the duck and the bunny, because it's like this picture that my counselor showed me, and it's like, you see a duck, I see a bunny, but it's still the same picture. It doesn't really matter. But we need to be able to sit in each other's seats and see it from each other's perspective. Like, oh, I can see how that's a duck, or I can see how that's, so just giving them time, but being able to hear them out and see it from their side. Even if you disagree at the end of it, it's okay to disagree.
Yep, it is. It is. There will be different people. Disagreements will happen.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Okay. Yeah.
Question number 2.
Okay.
As y'all have both matured, how have you maintained your relationship with each other?
I think we've just gotten closer. I don't know but I mean, like you said, I think we really got close. My middle school, high school, we were always like around each other and had good times, but like we kind of found like a deeper connection. Especially when our grandparents had passed, I think is really too kind of what bonded us. And I think we just kind of carried it, for sure through high school. Dagan did graduate, but she didn't move off.
Yeah.
You were there at home. I mean, and you definitely did kind of try to have your own kind of life, which I think I tried to respect, but you still included me, like in trips, like we'd go to Auburn and stuff, like you still did. And I was still in high school when you first, so I mean, I still was like very busy.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. Like you treated me like a little, like you were like my mom, you're like, let me take a picture of you for the first day of school. Like you would do stuff like that for me, and you would always come and support me. So like maybe just wherever you are, different stages of life, be there for each other, support each other. And then I graduated. You're in the heart of nursing school, which never want to do it.
So sorry, guys.
That was tough because
sorry
it
to
was
you.
hard. No, it was
Mom
hard,
and Dad.
and I felt bad for you. and like just the struggle that it was, because it was tough. And so then just trying to be there for you to the best that I could. I tried to study with you.
Oh, you know, great.
And then I was working at Chick-fil-A. So you come visit me. I'd go to your Zumba classes. Like we were just around each other and made time for each other. And if we were at home, it's like, let's just hang out. Let's just be together. And then you graduate, and then Mo comes in the picture, and then still I'm involved. Like, I never felt like I'm rejected, or whatever. But I think just like I said, showing up for each other. And if you really love each other and enjoy each other's company, then just involve the other one as you go. So I don't know.
Just being intentional about keeping each other in
your lives. Because I struggle like being the inviter. Like I don't. Because I'm like, no one really wants to come to my house. Like, I just think
she
stuff
assumes
like that.
These negative
I'm like, no one, I have nothing to offer people. And Dagan really, like, you always are, you're a good host wherever you are. So I think, like, I don't have anything to offer, but if Dagan ever wants me to come over, I'll say yes, So Dagan usually has to initiate because I don't know what to initiate.
You're ridiculous.
I'm just such a loner. Like, I'm like, you want to watch Lord of the Rings? And that's probably not what you want to do.
Definitely.
Morgan would do that. But, yeah.
But when you've called me up and you're like, let's go do this. And I'm like,
yeah, you're always willing. And that's the thing, too. Like, you're always willing to hang, and, when you're available and stuff. So, and I think that just be open for them. Like, don't reject them.
Yeah.
Don't reject your sister.
Don't be rude.
Yeah.
Don't be rude. Yeah. Question number 3.
Okay.
What would be your advice to sisters going through high school or college? I kind of
did touch on that a little bit. You're going to be in different places at different times. Like, school's going to be really easy for somebody, and then it's going to be really hard for someone else. You're going to be...
Keziah always had an easier time.
I did. Yeah. Okay.
She's like, I have an exam tomorrow. Maybe I should look it over.
Well,
I'm like, I have an exam in 2 weeks. Maybe I should look it over.
Nursing school is a booger. I struggled with you, and I wasn't even in it. I had more, gosh, I don't want to go into my classes, but later on, when you were done, I had some odd classes that it required a lot of sitting and thinking. So I mean, it was just a different type of schooling, I guess. But you're going to be at different points, and you just have to support each other, empathize with them, see where they're coming from. Like, okay, she's struggling because she's got a huge test. I don't have a huge test.
Right.
How can I help her? How can I serve? And so that's just how you maybe should go about it, just whatever stage they're going through.
Yeah, and I think when I was in college and you were still your senior year, I wanted to be like so awesome and take pictures of you and be at everything.
You did. I'm
like
so
biggest
glad.
Cheerleader while you were cheering.
Because I'm not a picture taker. And you were there to like capture all the moments.
I did the scrapbook for you.
But
I had so much fun doing the scrapbook because I like doing things for others that way. Like I like the intentionality of notes and pictures and I just like that.
You're so good. Like I'll buy you whatever. You're like, I want these overalls that they're never going to go on. So I'm like, sure. I'll buy those for Christmas. Like I don't care, but I'm not good at doing stuff like that. Like making things for you. And I know that's what you want so bad because you do it for other people.
Honestly, my expectations are too high.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I'm not good at that. But you are so good at creating and being intentional and being so thoughtful. Like when you did the grandmama's handwriting as a bracelet, I would have never thought of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't I think that way?
That was like such a stabby little. That hurt.
It did. But that's okay. It was so sweet. I still have it.
I do too.
But yeah, I mean, but again, that's just our different personalities, and I think it just works.
It does.
Because I remember when you didn't really have a job because of nursing school, and I worked at Chick-fil-A, and I would buy you like little teas.
You did.
I would buy you things.
Keziah supported me.
I did support.
She gave me dinner because I would study up there a lot, just to not study at home. Change of scenery.
Yeah.
Man, that's when we'd work out for like an hour before my hour Zumba class.
I'm telling
you, we were fit.
Where has that person gone? The time is gone. That's why I was like, during COVID, it's the best shape I've ever been in.
Me too. Everybody's like, COVID, no. And I was like,
COVID, yes.
Excuse me.
Out here in the country, absolutely.
If we had kids, maybe we would think different.
That's true. That is true.
But we both hadn't had kids yet. Yeah.
That's why people were praising teachers.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we are babysitters.
Yes.
Because that's what, we can't do this all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was going for like 3-mile walks, then doing another 30-minute exercise.
Every day, walk the dog. did a full exercise. Then we'd Zoom together and do little Zumba classes.
Sweating.
And I was fully in the Word. I was so, like, my quiet time was so, oh man.
So much time.
That was the best.
It really was.
It really was.
Anyway, nothing to distract you.
No.
Nowhere to go.
You got to be a human being that, like, the Lord, like, made us to be able to just live and abundantly, and that's when I was able to do that.
Me too.
I know it wasn't the same for everybody, but we really did have it good.
I was thriving.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of people weren't having it that good.
No.
And thank you to all the medical people that had to work.
For sure. All that, for sure. Yeah, our job didn't. It just kind of crashed out. Like, they wanted us to teach, and the kids were not even showing. It's like, where are you?
Because I was in my last semester of nurse practitioner school.
It was, it was like in March. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that last year. That whole year.
Mm-hmm.
That was wild.
It was. Because we had the beauty walk, remember? And it was like right after that. It ended. Like, school didn't come back.
Did.
Wow. Anyway, that's
good times.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there.
COVID. Good times. Mm-hmm.
I guess we could wrap it up. I know, it's sad. But I don't know. One thing that you would tell, I know we already answered the questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, something one little piece of advice, just like, if you have a sister, like XYZ.
Okay. If you have a sister, number one, you're lucky to have a sister, because it's a gift. If you're not currently best friends, make it a goal. And I know people have different personalities, and they just don't. We have click
different personalities,
but find something in common and remember that they are your person. Like, they are all you have. Within that family, you have your parents and stuff, but as far as someone who has experienced life in the same way that you have, they are the only other person that knows, and that knows you better than anyone else. Mm-hmm. So just appreciate them, love them, pray for them, and encourage them in their endeavors. It's so beautiful. I don't know. But I think just keeping it positive with your sibling.
Mm-hmm. I would say my tidbit would be to cherish them.
Yeah.
That's probably a lot of the same adjectives that we've used, but just really cherish that person. Mm-hmm. Our parents taught us, like you said earlier, like, we are built-in friendships. Mm-hmm. We take it very serious.
Yeah.
And call them. Call them, text them, let them know that you love them. Because life is very short.
Yeah.
And you gotta, I don't know, do that to anybody that you care about. But
even if it doesn't make sense, we leave random crazy messages all the time.
We do.
And we've been talking on the phone recently more in the
morning.
It's the best. It's been a good time.
It's been a good time. Just because when you have families, and that can kind of throw a wrench in your quality time.
Night time. What did you say? That night time, like at home with the kids, it's. But spend time together.
Yeah.
Like, find a time in the week to hang out, because that's been the best recently. Like, this year, being able, not having so much on my plate necessarily, like, with school.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit more time, and like bringing Leo over to hang out with you and Cooper, because Cooper helps distract him. And
even though Cooper cries if you don't play with him for a long time.
And I appreciate that, because that means he loves me.
It does. It does.
But yeah, just like all of that, cherish one another. Be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, Christ, ain't forgiven you. All that. Ephesians 4:32. That was a little jingle. I was going to sing it, but I actually think about that verse a lot. I do too. And I think about you, because we did it at Sweet Springs.
We did. We learned it at a little, was it VBS?
Sunday school, yeah.
And
she told us.
And it kind of goes with everything we talked about.
It really does.
Look at God just wrapping it up.
Bring it in. Go look that up. Ephesians 4:32. Memorize it. Quote it to yourself when you're not feeling very forgiving. And treating your friends that way. But thank you for being on this. Yeah, thanks for having me.
So fun.
It's been really fun.
We'll see what people say. See if they get you back and talk about something else.
They may not. They may not want me back.
Highly doubtful. I love you.
Love you.
I appreciate you.
Fun.